Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I wanted to do something a little bit different, something that is not associated with our schoolwork, kind of in a completely separate place, and somewhere that you can just listen to me reading a book to you. There's not going to be any questions associated with this. You're not required to listen to the book if you decide that you don't like it, but it will just be a way that you can just kind of sit and listen to me read. And every once in a while, maybe I'll just post questions just to see how you guys are enjoying the book. But it's really just a way for you guys to see my face a little bit more and kind of still feel like we're back in the classroom. So, the only problem was my selection of chapter books was slightly limited at my house. I seem to have all picture books. So I did find this book called The 14th Goldfish. I read it a couple of summers ago, I believe. I'm looking at it to refresh my memory. If this is the book I'm thinking of, I do remember enjoying it. But even if you've read it already, maybe you'll get a different take on it listening to me read it. So it says, The 14th Goldfish, believe in the, it says impossible, crossed out, possible. So I'm first just going to read you the summary of what it's about before I start reading. Some days I may read one chapter, two chapters, three chapters. It just depends. Some of the chapters look shorter than others. Some look a little bit longer. So, 11-year-old Ellie has never liked change. She misses fifth grade. She misses her old best friend. She even misses her dearly departed Goldfish. Then, one day, a strange boy shows up. He's bossy, he's cranky, and weirdly, he looks a lot like Ellie's grandfather, a scientist who also a scientist who's also been slightly obsessed with immortality. Could this gawky teenager really be Grandpa Melvin? Has he finally found the secret to eternal youth? So now after reading that summary, I haven't read this yet. I was thinking of a different book that I've read. So it'll be kind of cool because we'll be reading it for the first time together. So I'm going to start today with chapter 1, Goldie. When I was in preschool, I had a teacher named Star Lily. She wore rainbow tie-dye dresses and always bringing in cookies that were made with granola and flax and had no taste. Star Lily taught us to sit still at snack time, sneeze into our elbows, and not eat the Play-Doh, which most kids seemed to think was optional. Then, one day, she sent all of us home with a goldfish. She got them at 10 for $1 at a pet store. She gave our parents a lecture before sending them off. The goldfish will teach your child about the cycle of life, she explained. Goldfish don't last very long. I took my goldfish home and named it Goldie, like every other kid in the world who thought they were being original. But it turned out that Goldie was kind of original because Goldie didn't die. Even after all my classmates' fish had gone to the great fish bowl in the sky, Goldie was still alive. Still alive when I started kindergarten, still alive in first grade, still alive in second and third and fourth. Then finally, last year in fifth grade, I went into the kitchen one morning and saw my fish floating upside down in the bowl. My mom groaned when I told her. He didn't last very long, she said. What are you talking about? I asked. He lasted 7 years. She gave me a smile and said, Ellie, that wasn't the original Goldie. The first fish only lasted 2 weeks. When he died, I bought another one and put him in the bowl. There have been a lot of fish over the years. What number was this one? Unlucky 13, she said with a weary look. They were all unlucky, I pointed out. We gave Goldie 13 a toilet bowl funeral, and I asked my mom if we could get a dog. So that is the end of chapter 1. Let me look at, well, we'll read chapter 2 today too. Chapter 2 is called Puzzles. We live in a house that looks like a shoebox. It has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, which has a toilet that's always getting clogged. I secretly think it's haunted by all the fish that were flushed down it. Our backyard is tiny, just a slab of concrete that barely fits a table and chairs. It's the reason my mom won't let me get a dog. She says it wouldn't be fair, that a dog needs a real yard to run around in. My babysitter, Nicole, walks into the kitchen where I'm putting together a puzzle. It's kind of taken over our table. You've been working on that forever, Ellie, she says. How many pieces is it? 1,000, I say. It's a picture of New York City, a street scene with yellow cabs. I love puzzles. I love trying to figure out how things fit together, how a curve meets a curve, and the perfect angle of a corner piece. I'm going to be on Broadway someday, she tells me. Nicole has long, buttery hair and looks like she should be in a shampoo commercial. She played Juliet in the production of Romeo and Juliet that my mother directed at the local high school. My mom's a high school drama teacher, and my dad's an actor. They got divorced when I was little, but they're still friends. They're always telling me I need to find my passion. Specifically, they'd like me to be passionate about theater, but I'm not. Sometimes I wonder if I was born in the wrong family. Being on stage makes me nervous. I've watched too many actors flub their lines, and I'm not a fan of working behind the scenes either. I always end up steaming costumes. Oh yeah, your mom called. She's going to be late, Nicole says, almost as an afterthought, she adds. Something to do with getting your grandfather from the police? For a second, I think I heard wrong. What? I ask. Is he okay? She lifts her shoulders. She didn't say, but she said we could order pizza. An hour later, my belly is full from pizza, but I'm still confused. Did my mom say anything about why Grandpa was with the police? I ask. Nicole looks mystified. No. Did he get in trouble a lot? I shake my head. I don't think so. I mean, he's old, I say. How old is he? I'm not quite sure. I've never really thought about it, actually. He always just looked old to me. Wrinkled, gray hair, holding a cane. Your basic grandparent. We only see him 2 or 3 times a year, usually at a Chinese restaurant. He always orders moo goo, gai pan, and steals packets of soy sauce to take home. I often wonder what he does with them. He doesn't live that far from us, but he and my mother don't get along very well. He's a scientist and says theater isn't a real job. He's still mad that she didn't go to Harvard like he did. A car alarm goes off in the distance. Maybe he was in a car accident, Nicole suggested. I don't know why teenagers get a bad rap, because old people are way worse drivers. He doesn't drive anymore. Maybe he wandered off, Nicole taps her head. My neighbor had Alzheimer's. She got out all the time. The police always brought her home. It kind of sounds like she's describing a dog. That's so sad, I say. Nicole nods, totally sad. The last time she ran away, she got hit by a car. How crazy is that? I stare at her with my mouth open. But I'm sure your grandfather is fine, she says. Then she flips back her hair and smiles. Hey, want me to make some popcorn and watch a movie? All right. So we're going to stop there. So kind of funny, we have a character named Ellie. like we have an Ellie in my class, and we have a babysitter named Nicole, and my first name's Nicole. So I'm already intrigued by this book. It's kind of fun that I haven't read it yet, so we'll kind of be reading it together. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first 2 chapters, and I hope that you will ride this book out with me and kind of stick with me and we can read it together. Have a great day, and I will talk to you guys soon.